We all wear masks. At work, some wear the mask of confidence even when they are crumbling inside. Some wear competence because admitting confusion feels unsafe. And some wear positivity because the world loves cheerful survivors. But here's the real question. Do you know your mask? Welcome to HiveTalks, where conversations go beneath the surface. No scripts, no filters. Just real stories about who we are beneath our roles and what it takes to show up as our truest selves. Few leaders can blend strategy with soul, and my guest for today, Jatin Kalra, is one of them who embodies modern leadership. A dynamic business leader and CXO, steering large-scale strategy, growth, and transformation across diverse markets. With over 3 decades of experience driving business impact and leading multifunctional teams, he brings a rare blend of commercial acumen and human depth. Known for transforming challenges into growth stories, Jatin believes leadership begins when the mask comes off. His story isn't about titles or trophies. It's about the courage to stay human while chasing excellence. Hi, Jatin. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for joining Hive Talks.
Thank you, Sujata. Indeed, good to connect back, and I was looking for your work. It's really phenomenal what you have started, and yes, pleasure to be
Thank
here.
you. Thank you so much. So let's start right there. When you hear the phrase, the masks we wear at work, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Uh, I mean, First thing which comes to my mind is not authentic. But while I say it, it's also a brave move. I'll be very honest because we are into a corporate life, corporate culture where one can express himself or herself or may not. So I think yes, it takes a lot of courage also to do that, to wear a mask and then to perform accordingly. But yes, it somewhere also blurs your authenticity towards it. So yeah, that's what comes to my mind first.
So, as far as I have worked with you, Jatin, from my experiences, what I have of you, you have been the most authentic person, authentic leader I have ever come through. Those examples, those conversations, and those chats that we have had, they still have that lasting impression on me. So, I'm hoping that we will be having a lot of nuggets of wisdom from you across this entire podcast. So, yeah.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I got to create some impression on you on that. And yes, let's take it forward.
I always say that no one gets a corporate handbook on how to wear a mask, but somehow we all become an expert at it. I believe through experiences, through different conversations that we have with people. Why do you think so many professionals, even senior leaders for that matter, feel the need to wear one? Is it about survival, image, or something deeper, or something else?
See, I believe, I mean, one is not forced to put a mask, that's for sure, because once you're born, or you're a kid, or you are into, your teenage, once you're growing up, you're as natural as you are and you can be because you don't care about what's happening around and you feel you're the king of the world and this is what you have done is right. But yes, when certainly responsibilities, relationships, everything start getting building up. So it is not about also professional life. It is also about personal life where we tend to wear masks. It can be within your immediate family or with your friends, relatives, etc. So what? So your question is that what does create a need of wearing that mask? A need is to make sure that you're not hurting somebody's sentiments. Number one, and in the personal space of life, and professional life is towards how you are fitting up or how you are being relevant, into the due course of the culture wherever you are. Having said that, yes, people wear masks. Right from an executive to a CEO level, they do that depending on what kind of mask you are wearing, and how is it helping both yourself and your organization and your colleagues. So I mean, there's never a right or wrong to do things. It's just that how you are using those into the right manner, and is it helping to build a right and a sustainable culture, or is it not helping to do that. I mean, while I look personally at myself, I simply don't want it to wear any sort of a mask, because I believe as an individual you need to show up your stamp somewhere, and somewhere you need to stand with your decision. Somewhere you need to have a spine and a bone to say that this is right. And when you say this is right, you're thinking in due interest of organization and your colleagues and yourself. I mean, keeping first in advance. So yes, I mean, the more authentic you are, the more genuine you are, you will come across, and that's again, I believe it's a part of a practice. It's a part of a practice, and it not comes easy. Let me be honest. You will be knocked out of, with a punch on your face and outside the room if you are trying to be authentic more than what you are required to be. So I believe, it comes with the practices. It's just like, I mean, any of the sports. I mean, let's say, boxing in that case. The first time when you enter into a ring or even a practice session, and there is somebody who's a heavyweight or a coach or anyone who's around you, and you try to be, smart enough, and he punches you down the face, and he gives you a jab. So that's what the life is.
Absolutely. But here's the twist. I don't believe that all masks are bad, right? I mean, some protect us until we find
Yeah.
our footing, and some are like emotional armors. Would you say that sometimes masks serve a strategic or even a protective purpose?
Like I said, there's never right or wrong in any kind of mask. It is about how are you using it, and how authentic still you are to the purpose of wearing that mask. So, like I said, masks are not, bad enough in the corporate or in the personal life to wear. We all wear it, knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, subconsciously. We do that. It is about how you are using them and how you are truthful to yourself and to the output of the task for what you are wearing that mask. If it helps you to move a culture around, if it helps you to move organization around, if it helps you to move your relationship better. I mean, today, in this world, I feel a lot of people, professionally, yes, they are, but personally also, there have been many struggles around, which we look around internet, social media, etc. Need of therapies, people more counseling sessions, etc., etc. So it is a more on a mental pressure. So yes, I mean, if it helps you to be, truthful to the core purpose of an output, which should be right, not only from your perspective, it should be right. It should be perspective from others' perspective also, because usually, as a human being, that's a very smart sense of ours. We believe that this is right for us, hence we have done it. But till the time, a true leader or a true person is when you collectively think it should be right for the entire ecosystem. Because, I mean, just to give you a small common example, anyone, let's say, who do the pickpocket or who do the theft in the house, for him it's right, his perspective is right, and I'm doing it because I have to, that's my livelihood, and I have to do it. But is it right authentically? Is it right principally? Is it right morally? That's what the question you need to ask before using or implementing it.
Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. So let's talk about some of the most common masks that we wear at work, that we see at work, for that matter, not wear but see at work. So there's this confidence mask which
Yeah.
says, "I've totally got this." There is
Yeah.
this competence mask which says that I know exactly what I'm
Yeah.
doing. And one of my
Yeah.
personal favorites is the positivity mask. Like everything's great, even when it's
Yeah.
clearly not great, you
Yeah.
know. So, which of these do you
Yeah.
see more often in your world of, say, high performance retail leadership, which you come across?
See, high performance leadership, I really believe the mask, what people wear a lot and try to show is both positivity and being an achiever. Uh, because I guess that's what is asked from you as an individual if you're sitting at that corporate top notch level where, I mean, you are there to deliver and you're not supposed to fail. You're not supposed to, I mean, have the losses. So in order to make sure that you succeed and you win every time, I think this is what masks which I see commonly senior leaderships or the fellow colleagues or whoever, I mean, they try to wear and they try to present, because ultimately it's about survival of the
Right.
fittest.
Absolutely.
So yes, they wanted to show that they are the fittest amongst the entire lot, and they can do it for you, whoever they wanted to present, whether they are your CEOs, board of directors, anyone, chairman, anyone. So yes, this is what I see commonly being portrayed and commonly being used into the corporate world today.
And do you think these masks they evolve over a period of time? Like does an early professional wear a different mask, different kind of a mask than a senior executive?
Oh yes, oh yes, definitely. I mean, uh, you know, it's like I give an example. I mean, once you are a new kid, I mean, or once you are a new player in any of the sports, versus if you are a pro, so you know even how to use the masks. And so when you are a new entrant, you might have one or two masks, but as you move pro and up the ladder, there are several masks which are kept in your pocket, and you implement and you use it as and when you meet the people, or as and when you want to impress the personality of that people, like you wanted to be along with them, or you wanted to make sure you are into the good books. I mean, that's what the world is today. I mean, whether I like you or not, I'm saying, wow, that's a great feeling, this, that, etc. I mean, this is what I think evolving, 100% evolving. The kind of, if you're growing, yes, you also evolve in, you get smarter, I would say, in using the
Right.
masks.
Right. So, speaking of authenticity, which we spoke about a few minutes back, so have you seen somewhere someone wear their mask for so long that they start forgetting as to who they are really underneath that?
Yeah. I mean, while you asked me this question, I clearly remember. I mean, it is very, very evident in front of my eyes that I know someone who's very senior, whom I respect the most. I've learned the most from him, and I see that journey, and I see his two different personalities on a work and in personal life. I mean, I have seen him portraying that very, very differently. And I had, like I said, I had a relationship or more than a decade working relationship with him. And it gives me also the freedom to ask him that why are you doing it, or why are you using it? You're not like that. I mean, he just gave me a smile and didn't answer it, and it was a heavy smile. So I could look out, or I could sense, or I could feel that this is not what he purposely wanted to do. It is just that he's doing it, like I said, survival of the fittest. Because if you are at the top of the corporate ladder, you need to make sure you're relevant. You need to make sure you're speaking right things, and it requires, like I said, a lot of courage, a lot of bravery, a lot of self-confidence, a lot of self-trust, and I simply believe, to me, underneath very very strong foundation is trust in your God, that whatever will happen right, and then only you try to overcome these sort of challenges or these sort of roadblocks in your personalities. If that your underneath core principle is not strong, if your foundation is not strong, then you will live on this hallucination and of your thoughts that what you are doing, etc. So yes, I mean I have seen and I asked this gentleman, but yeah, I mean that's a difficult one for him also to keep it. Yes, so people yes tend to do that because I've seen him very very spontaneous, very very I mean jolly in his personal life versus to professional. And to be honest, these leaders are also a source of learning for me. So Sujata, while you grow up, both in personal and professional spaces, you tend to start making your role models. You tend to start making that, oh, this is what I want to become. Oh, this is how I want to do my work. Oh, this is how I want to approach things. And there somewhere either they leave a good mark on your mind and heart both, or I mean they leave a mark where you say, okay, no, I don't want to do this, but I want to do that, because you could see those live examples in front of you and how they are succeeding or failing, both, which has helped them. I mean, that is their recipe of success. So yeah, you tend to take from them, and there is, like I said, nothing right or wrong. Depends on how authentic you are to the outcome of your, your goals or your achievements, and also to the circle around you. So the gentleman whom I'm talking about, or many leaders, they tend to think from their own perspective of the lens, that I should be safeguarded first, and then maybe I will think about my team or the people around. So yes, I mean it gets to one try, second try, third try, fourth, but then your team also start becoming smarter and knowing you more better at who you are, and then they also start knowing it. I'm sorry, no, you're trying to play a game. I mean, in my mind, in your mind, you try to think it. I mean, I'm sure it has happened with you. It has happened with me. It has happened with so many people, where our bosses or our someone who's trying to wear that mask and talk to you about it, or try to sugarcoat things. You are smart enough, or your sixth sense, just tells you, no, there is something fishy or there is something wrong. So then what happens is, suddenly you also start losing the trust of your team, or the trust of the ecosystem around you. And see, this is where I called a domino effect of not being authentic, of not being true to yourself and the team. So yes, I mean, if you have to do that, but that should be into the more righteous thing than to first protect yourself and then somebody else will come. So there actually, people fails a lot.
I get it.
There people fail a lot. Where they don't protect the ecosystem, they protect themselves. The worst thing which leaders should do, worst thing in my
So the
opinion.
ecosystem, protecting the ecosystem comes first, and protecting oneself comes at a later stage. So yeah,
See, I would say that is why you are a
absolutely,
leader.
absolutely.
Otherwise, why you are a leader? I mean, otherwise, why you have
Right.
become one, and why should people choose you,
Absolutely.
and why should people follow you? Why should people trust you? I mean, I'm in a great country, which is UAE. I mean, when I look at the leaders here, when I look at people around the leadership, I mean, I was listening to one of the articles, or one of the videos of His Excellency Zainab Sheikh Mohammed, where he said that somebody was asking that, why you want to make the tallest tower, the best insurance, and why best roads. And His Excellency replied that why not? It is my people whom I have to protect. And he said that what is the hurry? So the interviewer asked, what is the hurry? He said, no, the hurry is that I don't want my people to
Right.
wait for it. I wanted to do best for them today. If the West is enjoying all these things, why shouldn't my people in my country enjoy best of schools, best of education, best of roads, best of insurance, best of security, safety? So this is how leaders are. This is how, as a leadership, you need to think, and I'm really fond, and he has a great stamp in my heart and mind, both as a leader. And there are many leadership examples one we could take on, and yes, so this is where the leader has to think. Yes, it is not that. And look at our Indian story tales of our wars and battles and everything what has happened, Sujata. There were leaders who compromised themselves. Look at the great Mahatma Gandhi. What he did for his country at that time. Wearing a linen dhoti and a kurta and walking along with a stick in his hand, barefooted. That's what leader is. That's what leader was doing. That to how they protect their own ecosystem and their culture, rather than nobody asked Mahatma Gandhi to wear what he was wearing. He could have worn a proper suits or a ties and a clothes, but no. He starved. He sat on the roads. He did everything, and in fact, in the end, he was
Yeah.
even shot down. So yes, that is why you're a leader. You have to think for a greater good. You have to think for the greater of the people. And this is why I also believe God makes you one, or God sends you one, or God increases your appetite. If you are to take care of 500 people, again, this is what I learned from one of my ex-bosses, that if you're taking care of 500 people right, the God will give you a chance to take care of 1,000 people right. And if you're doing that, hence you also grow and you want people to grow.
Absolutely.
So that's again my belief system, which has kept me growing and going, both in terms of the leadership and it is always not also about success stories. It is also about failures, and that's where you need to own the failure at your own. I'm a great fan and follower of Steve Jobs. In fact, the board at my behind, if you see, it is one of his mantras of curiosity, consistency, and how you do it. And he was one of the leader whom I believe was very authentic. When I see his work, when I see his videos, when I read his articles, and I also feel as a leader he has taken the failures at himself. Whatever movies today you see, or whatever autobiography you read of Steve Jobs, he would never say that I failed because of this. He said it was my failure. He raised his hands and he just accepted it. And before becoming Steve Jobs in Apple, he had not many failures in his life. So yeah, we only tend to see the good, or the successes of it. But yes, there are a lot of failures, there are a lot of mental pressure, there are a lot of setback which a leader takes, and which leader does not demonstrate to the team, because that is where a leader is supposed to be absorbing, punch for what is coming in and how he has to filter and take it down. So yeah, this is what I believe. Continues with the leadership. What the question?
Absolutely interesting perspective, Jatin. Speaking of that, we spoke about leaders, what they give, how they build trust in their teams, despite wearing masks, or wear the mask because they want to build that ecosystem for their team members. So with that particular aspect, there is one thought that has come to my mind, that sometimes the system, that is the other side of the table which we speak about, right? Because here we are speaking about humans, we are
Yeah,
speaking about one individual self. So let's speak about the system. Let's speak about what the ecosystem gives back, right? So sometimes the system itself rewards the leaders or its people for wearing masks. The always composed, always
yeah,
agreeable, never emotional. I mean, these types get praised for professionalism, for example. I mean, you must have seen that over your
yeah,
so many decades of experience. So, do you think
yeah,
organizations
yeah,
unintentionally create environments that make people hide behind the mask?
yeah. That's true. That's also true. And I believe, it takes two to tango. So if you are one uh, who is authentic or wearing mask at both the sides, and similarly you would also encourage people to act
Mm-hmm.
accordingly. That I mean, I have seen or I have worked around the leaders who say, why do you want to become a hero by saying this? Be quiet and let it happen. Go with the flow. So this is also, I mean, like I said, there's also bread and butter to be feeded into the to yourself family. So yeah, I mean, that's the harsh reality, and you like it or not, it is. And like I said, it is important. It is important to be that, but see, it depends on what kind of organization you are and at what phase of growth you are. So what you told or what you said just now is that organization, if you are talking good things about it, or you're wearing a mask, or you're going with the flow, then you can't grow. And then organization is not in a growth phase, or organization is not in a growth mode, because growth phase and growth mode does not happen when everything is right and hunky dory. Growth mode happens when you look for opportunities, when you look for potentials, when you look for where you have to milk the system more. And if you have to milk the system more, if you have to look for opportunities, I don't know what kind of mask would you love to wear of being hunky dory or everything is right. Or, I'm sorry, this is what you need to do. This is what start driving. Please do that. So this is what I believe an organization has to decide that, and he rightly said it is also about what do you want to listen. So that's where you tend to set the culture. That's where you tend to set the organization culture. That are you ready to listen to the harsh fact realities, which will give you an open eye, or do you want to look at, no, things are rosy, things are great, and these are the one or two levers which I'm plugging in, but otherwise 98% business is rocking. So it depends on what you want to, and what kind of growth phase you are. I mean, like today, if you ask me, AI, search engines, chatbots. Now, if I'm a CEO of any AI firm, forget if I'm a CEO of IBM or Google, in fact. So I've got two choices. I mean, as a Sundar Pichai, either I say, oh, Google has been a great organization. We have done a great work for so many years and we can continue this. Great, excellent. Keep that mask on. Or you say how, the chat GPT has come and challenged me up. Where were we, while this came in? Where is our, chat, Gemini, and, or other, tools where we can be relevant. So, like I said, it is about all the mindset that are you hungry? Are you fragile? And how fragile you are, and how fast you are. Are you adaptive? Are you flexible? which you can turn quickly the phases. So yes, if you are into, so this is about how two sides of spectrums are, and how do you think? I mean, see, there is no end to growth. Like again, I'll give you an example of, I mean, UAE. I mean, they have the tallest tower in the world. They're building one more. They have one of the islands, which is Palm Jumeirah. They're
Wow.
building two more. So I mean, yeah, they can also say no, one is enough. We have done that. All who's and who's here. But like I said, it's all about, and like I said again, His Excellency, I mean His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, that when a department or a function is not doing well, he goes to the function and he fires the function. He goes to the core and he fires the people, and it comes printed in newspaper. That's how authentic and genuine and real it is, that he visited such and such place. I mean, he does not do often, let me be honest, because the team is great under him who's doing the work. But I'm saying, as an authenticity, as a leadership, it demonstrates too many lessons for us to do it. So it's not a rosy picture for him. You always think, what's next? That's what you believe in. Growth mode.
I think that's the key takeaway. A couple of words: growth mode. I like that.
Yeah.
So, and yet, sometimes masks do help. They help us survive difficult transitions or
Yeah.
protect us while we are finding strength. You know, having that
Yeah.
temporary mask in front of us till the time we do not actually pause, reflect, and then, course correct ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we are ready, set to face
Yeah.
the world, face the challenge again. So, one thing that
Yeah.
I've always liked about you, Jatin, is that you are a person who always challenges status quo. You are never a person who
Yeah.
says that आने दो ये जैसा है अच्छा है. I have never seen you do that.
Yeah.
You have always challenged the status quo,
Yeah.
and that particular challenge, whatever you have taken or you have given to people, that has brought uh, and that has motivated people, your team members especially, whom I have met in the past. So that has been a
Yeah.
brilliant transformation that you have brought about the way teams think, about the way the mindset changes or evolves. So I do find this very interesting because this is something that has inspired me in the past as well.
Yeah.
But there's always a cost of wearing a mask, right? So
Yeah.
how would you put that? What kind of cost do people pay, or what is that? How what is that cost that has changed people's lives? If you can throw some light on that.
See, I'll comment on, let's say, my example. Like you said, that on challenging the status quo and pushing myself and to the team also. I believe, as a human being, or what nature has taught us, if the water is still, it is going to be, an ugly and a dark water in some time, because then all insects and mud and everything, will get inside it, and people will not even love to be close to you. But if the water is moving and water is moving fast, everyone would like to touch you, everyone would like to feel of you, everyone would like to see your energy. That because the water is moving and people wanted to be closer to you. That is what I have always, learned and kept behind my mind, that I have to challenge what's next. Like I said, there are leaders in my mind whom I take inspirations from or aspirations from, and I move forward. And there are many, in fact, in my professional life also. My current chairman, my ex-organization's chairman, chairwoman, everyone whom I have worked with. Even my director has given me, a very very good scope of, to challenge the status quo and what's next. So yes, this is what, where I feel one should try to achieve always the next possible, next best. Otherwise, Otherwise, tell me, Sujata, if Elon Musk would not have thought that you would have electric
Right.
cars, you would not have. If somebody wouldn't have thought that cars can do automated parking, you wouldn't have had it. Somebody is now planning to go at a space. Very soon you will see a flying robo taxis coming to the globe, and it's happening in Dubai maybe
Wow.
next year. So yes, so this is when we challenge the status quo. I mean, tell me, aren't the cars good enough? Aren't the brands good enough? And also, if you don't challenge the status quo, somebody else is challenging in somebody else's cabin and somebody else's room and somebody's tower or organization. They leave you
Absolutely.
behind. They leave you behind. We have enough case studies. What happened to Nokia, Kodak, Fuji? I mean, you tell today cameras are being replaced. Today professional. Today I only see an Apple taking a $100,000 hoarding on one of the major streets in the world, saying only a picture is click and it says shot on iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, so look at how intelligent marketing has become, and how intelligent product evolving has happened, and left cameras and DSLRs everything behind. So yes, so hence challenging the status quo. Number one, on your second question is, what's the setback? It is that what you take on yourself. It is you burn out more, you burn out faster if your resources are not right, if your team is not right, if they're also not thinking like you, if they're not aligned to a common vision, if they're not aligned to a common goal, then you also burn out physically, but you also burn out mentally. Because they're not talking your language. And I always believe, as a leader, you should know how to run an orchestra, and they should understand your notes. This is how it used to work, and this is how it
Yeah.
works today. If you're not following your leader's vision and you're not reading your team right, that is where you look at today Oprah. I mean, look at what a great symphony of artists which comes together, or any band. If they won't follow the leader, yes, it happens. But yes, it takes a lot of setback. I'll circle back again to what I said. The strong foundation of belief system in your mind of the universe, of the God, is of that energy is very, very important if you come and sit on a leadership chair, and to be authentic to yourself. So yeah, I mean, this is what it takes setback, and then again, you every day. Trust me, when I lie down in the bed for about 15 minutes, I think what I did I did right or wrong, and I also go and give a due diligent thought on could I have done better, and then the answer comes yes or no. And honestly, most of the time, I'm sure it happens with many of us. While we are taking bath in the morning, next day again, few ideas
Yeah.
get clicked. That today I can do this in this manner. Today I can do this in that manner. So yeah, I mean, this is where you tend to follow it. The energy which comes, or the thought which comes to your mind,
Absolutely.
and next day coming back fresh. Next day coming back fresh and ready to take that lesson. I mean, look at Virat Kohli. I mean, like I said, enough people from us to he's authentic, and people there are thousands of memes. They say that a bowler has taken a wicket, but more than a bowler, Virat Kohli is celebrating the wicket. Where he shows that aggression and his sign and his body language. I mean, again, he's a leader. I mean, he has led top 11 in the country of
Yes.
billions, and he's been authentic. Yes, he has also worn mask. You could see when he's wearing mask, because you have seen his authenticity, because you have seen him raw, And that I will call as evolving up. Till the time you are true to your game, till the time, look at today, Rohit Sharma, again a great leader. I mean, there are enough recordings of him on the speech mics or the wicket mics, how he talks. And but again, he is what he is. He's not. Look at MS Dhoni. I mean, a greatest captain I've ever seen in my life. I mean, with all due respect to everyone. Now, would you say MSD was wearing a mask while he was in the field? The answer is no. He's as quiet, calm, cool as you see him in his personal life. I mean, there is a movie of him. There are friends who talk about him, and he's as calm behind the stumps and leading the team
Absolutely.
from there, leading the entire nation from there. So this is, and does it now takes a setback from him? The answer is yes, because it is very easy to lose that cool, to lose that patience when the bowler is not bowling right, or a fielder has dropped a catch, or somebody whom you have sent for an opening, considering your plan, and he has not been able to execute how you wanted. But that's why he's called Captain Cool. That's why what he has done in his span of time, and look at his authenticity under his leadership. India has won in all formats, has bought the cups in all formats. So, I mean, I have seen him. Like, see, this is what you asked me previously. While you evolve in your journey, imagine MSD in his second World Cup, which he was playing in Pakistan with his hairs grown up to his shoulders and trying to hit every ball. And imagine today when MSD got retired, what he has done. Or in that perspective, I also regard Virendra Sehwag, what he has done. I mean, he says even if I'm at 195, I have to hit a six. That is what my style is. And he's the only Indian who has double triple centuries in his record. So I mean, no, that's where authenticity comes in, and that's where you evolve. That's where. So there are like I said, there are many examples, Sujata, around us. What we see every day, what we observe every day. I mean, I take even learnings from my daughter. I mean, Tanishtha and Nishtha both. I take learnings from my wife. I mean, other day I was looking at one of the sessions and somebody was saying that my wife is my guru. And I said, yes, because after your mother, she's the one who's holding your hand and taking you there. So yes, there are these your personal life inspirations, and where you want to take on, and then you look into your circle around, your thoughts around, and how you're building that universe of yourself into your head around that this is what I will learn. This is not me. This is not me whom I would love to be called as. And then you filter it. So it's all about filtration. It's all about, and then, I would say practice before you teach.
Absolutely.
That's my core mantra, Sujata, if I tell you. I mean, if I have to shop at my stand floor, in my retail business, I'll make sure I'm standing at my shop floor for 12 hours and delivering it before I ask my assistant to do it or my executive to do it. If I have to build a strategy plan, I would know how to deliver it before I pass down to my team to do it. So it takes a lot of heat also backwards, which people don't see. People don't see. People only expect you to come and hit century in every innings what you are playing.
Yeah.
At times it happens, at times it doesn't.
Yes. Thank you, Jatin, for sharing that. We have seen two perspectives here. We have seen from the ecosystem perspective. We have seen from the leader's perspective. Speaking from the team's perspective, the team members who get inspired by the leaders. You know, I think that one of the most silent killers sometimes at work today is the emotional exhaustion. It doesn't come from overwork,
Yeah.
but it comes from overacting. When I say overacting, I'm speaking purely about mass, right? Because when you
Yeah.
spend all day managing impressions instead of doing your best work, it is definitely draining. It burns you out. So, how have you
Yeah.
seen that play out in teams? And what would your advice be for individuals who are facing this day in, day out?
I think a great question, Sujata, and that brings to who we are. We are a human being. We are a set of emotions, and every one of us is not same. And every one of us comes from a different family background, different financial background, different mindset, different cultural upbringing, different diversity, and all. We don't know what's happening in their personal spaces. We only tend to push and work along with them in their professional spaces. I think this is where authenticity of you as a leader also allow them to open with you, because they see a manager and also a human in you, that if you have been standing with them in their difficult times or understanding their requirements. I mean, I would not love to brag about myself, but here I would say again I have learned from my leaders. We used to follow one of the policies of be nice. I mean, and that has really stuck to me. That how you can be nice to your colleagues and your system around, and as a leader you should be able to judge it, that somebody whose performance is always 90 100%, why is he performing at 60 70%, what's in back of his mind. Go and have a sip of coffee with him, take him out for a lunch or a dinner, give him a pat on the back, understand with him, or drop him home, understand, because that is where out of office you tend to build more authenticity and understand them more, because every human being is also not ready to open, like you just said. If you choose your circles and then you open, with few of the friends you will be best of Sujata and dancing floor and all that, and few of them you will be a very, so that is where the trust factors start getting building in. Why you are open with them? Because you trust, they know they're not judging you, that they understand you more. So I think today, I mean, anyone who walks into my room, I understand their concern and I understand what I can do them better. And starting from, I mean, one thing which we can do is, and again, in my current organization, our chairwoman is very, very vocal about it, to how we should be taking care of the people first. I mean, in fact, I have seen her saying that, why do you have so many leaves? Or our CEOs, please go and avail your leaves. I want you to enjoy your personal lives as well. I mean, she's the one very advocating for the work-life balance. I mean, amazing. Again, an inspiration for me to learn so many things from. So yes, this is where you need to understand your team well, and you need to tell them, you need to give them this space, you need to sit with them and counsel and support in the time where you can. Like I said, I stick to the core principle. I can be a good colleague but not a good friend. So I draw my boundary there. That this is what I will do to you, but I'm sorry, this is what I cannot do to you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, speaking of mask, how do we start taking them off? Because more importantly, I mean, and more importantly, of course, how do we do it safely without feeling exposed or losing credibility? Uh, are there any small
See,
realistic steps that people can try, say in a meeting, a feedback conversation, or a one-on-one, to let their real selves show through?
yeah. See, I would say there are trade-offs. There are trade-offs of everything. So you need to eventually start thinking from a smaller trade-offs what you can afford to trade-off which you cannot afford, and you cannot remove it 100%. That's very very sure. So a trade-off which you can afford, start doing it. Start doing it in a smaller forums, smaller areas, smaller circles, and then to start practicing it, and then start being authentic to it, and take one or two steps. Take one or two bold steps. Raise your hands in a couple of meetings where you feel unsafe. It's okay. It's okay to get a punch on your jaw and come back stronger next time. You can't win every time, yeah, and you can't have every 12 rounds of boxing match where you're doing the right thing and you are only hitting opponent. No, that is not in real life. That is only in chat gpt or in in the system. So in real life, if you are knocking someone, be ready to knock out. And then be ready, I would say, to come out stronger, even stronger next time. That is where the true sense lies in. It is not about failing, it is about coming back again raising the hand, and again taking that risk, again taking that step forward. See, again, like I said, you have to start somewhere. And better in the environment where you feel the trade-off is smaller than the bigger one.
As a leader yourself, how can managers create environments when authenticity is not punished but prized? Because there are environments where people, I mean, well, where the system or the environment, the ecosystem that punishes you for being authentic. That is where people speak about vulnerability as well. If you remember, like Brené Brown puts it up,
Yeah.
a leader needs to be vulnerable, or people need to show their
Yeah.
vulnerability in a very clear sense. Otherwise, how will people know that you are an authentic individual?
Yeah.
So, as a leader, how can
Yeah.
managers basically create environments where it is not punished but it is prized?
See, depends on how the degree of one openness. I mean, ultimately, you have to know you are in corporate culture. Ultimately, you should know you have your boundaries. Ultimately, you should know somebody is paying your salary, and I mean, I can't behave as I was or as I wanted to behave in my home or with my friends, because, like I said, there is a decorum and culture for every spaces which you need to follow. Hence, till the time you tend to maintain that boundaries right, you should allow one to be open and one to be fair in terms of speaking his or her heart out. But like I said, depends on the individual also. You also don't want that everybody just come and speak and don't deliver anything. So it has to be punished and prized in the same manner, depending on, like I said, the authenticity of the outcome. If somebody is authentic to the real goal, you should be prized. But if somebody is not authentic to the real goal, rather trying to deflect, rather trying to create a negative environment, rather trying to also spoil the environment, and he's saying, no, I'm authentic, and sorry, that has to be punished then and there. And there is no second thought about it, because while we allow you to speak up your mind, to create the right culture, but that does not comes that you can take everything for granted. So I think it also depends on how you or how the individual is trying to portray their
Absolutely.
thoughts.
Finally, I think the biggest key here is self awareness. So each one of us need to know and need to have that self awareness, because you can't remove a mask when you actually do not know that which
Yeah.
mask you're wearing.
Yeah.
You need to know that.
Yes, exactly right. Very, very right said. Very rightly said. Very rightly said. And also, see if also remove your mask if you can handle it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you can handle the trade-off.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think yeah, that's what.
So let's look at the future for a
Great.
moment as we come to the last segment of our podcast. Let's look at the future for a moment.
Yeah.
Has hybrid and remote work made people wear more masks? You mean the Zoom personas and polished backdrops, fewer, since we have seen everyone's pets, kids, and chaos by now. I mean, COVID, you have seen everything.
Yeah.
And what about Gen Z? Do you think
Yeah.
they are redefining what authentic looks like in workplaces? So, how would you put both these aspects?
See, I would say yes. The hybrid uh, work culture has really. I mean, because I mean, like to me, one set of rule. If I'm on Team or Zoom, I will say please open the camera and do the meeting. Otherwise, I will not do the meeting. That's very sure because I don't want you taking a bath and I'm speaking here to the camera or to the system, and you don't know, what you are. You're wasting your time, my time, both of us time. If you're occupied, tell me that I can't attend the meeting. I'll join in 10 minutes. So that is how you have to be authentic. Number one. And in terms of Gen Z, I think, like I said, they are more carefree. They are, they don't have to build houses or build properties like millennials or Gen Alpha. I mean, they are more even risk takers. I would say they're more risk takers. So to them, they say, "This is who I am." So I think that is how not even Gen Z today, even Gen Alpha is taking a bolder steps ahead. They are more risk takers. They are more explorers. Do they have the mask? I think now even the corporates have started teaching them that at the workplace you have to behave like this and work like this because they come from a different part of the world where they are treated or they have seen internet. Everything was available, everything is handy, everything is reachable. Uh, so, like, I mean, other day somebody was asking me, "Do you miss your daughter while she was not here on Diwali, etc.?" I said, "No." And he asked or she asked why. I said, because while I was growing up, my mom dad couldn't have seen me while I was out on my international study and I was away for let's say 6 months to 1 year because there was no internet, no video calling. No, I said today my wife and my daughter are literally 3 hours on video call and I speak to her every day on a video call. Yes, I missed her, that's for sure. But do I really like miss her? I mean, I'm talking to her, so yes, this is how the Gen Z and Alpha. I mean, like my wife wanted my daughter to say yesterday you were having this discussion that that Tanashta, you're not missing me. She said, no mama, I talked to you almost 3 hours. In fact, I'm happy here. I'm enjoying my personal life. I'm waking up whenever I have to. I'm going to gym whenever I have to. I'm going to a run whenever I have to. So this is how Gen Alpha, Gen Zs, and you have to be adaptive to it, to this new living. I mean, so that generation. That's where adaptability comes in.
Great.
So in a personal and professional space, both.
So, if tomorrow everyone dropped their bus, say, I mean, hypothetically speaking, what do you think would truly change in how organizations operate?
No, I think it will be chaos if everyone drop their mask. We are not yet ready to see the reality how it is. So I think some masks are important. Some masks should be there. Like I said, be authentic and be true to the core purpose of it.
Okay, the last, Jatin, thank you for giving us so much of time. The last is our rapid fire round. So, yeah.
Quickly, let's start it.
So, fast answers, no filters. Okay, just be as
Okay.
maskless as possible here. The
Sure.
most common workplace mask: confidence, competence, or positivity?
Confidence.
One mask you have seen most in corporate life?
Again, confidence. I know everything. I can do everything. I'm a go-getter. I'm a Superman. Give
A
me.
mask you have personally taken off, and what happened there?
A mask personally I've taken off is being softer to everyone. What has happened? I lost few, but I gained more friends or people around. That's what I would rate it as. So I gained the genuine ones who know me, and I lost the fake ones. That's how I could say.
And which is harder, wearing a mask or dropping it?
See, depends on what phase or what spectrum of life you are. Wearing of mask is also very harder. Like someone like me will found it immensely difficult to wear a mask, and someone who has been seen success wearing a mask will never drop it. Like I started with one of my ex bosses or my colleagues whom I saw wearing a mask, and he was a two different personalities in personal and professional. He cannot drop throughout his last breath. Now I can tell you he cannot drop his mask.
If masks were colors, which color would fear wear?
I would say white, because white is usually the color of purity, authenticity. And if you're wearing a white mask, people can't know you. It's a more worrying for me.
A workplace mask that secretly helps people succeed.
Positivity. That I'm positive about my work, positive about organization, I'm positive about the culture, and yet you give interviews outside.
What's riskier, keeping the mask or taking it off? Taking
Taking it off is more
it.
risky.
One word that defines life without mask: chaos.
Chaos. Like I said,
Complete
chaos.
the sentence here. The mask I wore taught me dot dot dot.
The mask I wore taught me, I would say, vulnerability. That it is how vulnerable you could be if you're not wearing it. Because the mask what I wore taught me that.
If workplaces had no masks, coming back to that question, the first thing that would change is culture.
Culture. Culture.
Brilliant. I think the
That's what
last
people.
one could be a whole new episode, that life after masks. We can do another set of episode there.
Perfect. I think yeah, looking forward for it. Let's find a right time, maybe from our learnings. But a great session with you, Sujata.
Jatin,
Thank
this
you.
conversation has been equal parts reflection and revelation to me. Thank you for reminding us that masks aren't always about deceit. Sometimes they are about defense as well. But true growth begins when we start recognizing which ones no longer serve us. The self-awareness part of it that comes there.
Yeah,
To everyone listening,
self-awareness.
maybe today isn't about taking your mask off completely. Maybe it's just about noticing the weight of it. But because awareness is where
Yeah,
authenticity begins to breathe. If this episode made you think, smile, or unmask something within you, share it, tag us at HiveTalks, and tell us what's one mask you're ready to take off today. Until next time, I'm Sujata Iyer, and this was Hive Talks, where we decode the psychology of work and honest conversations, one at a time. Until then, stay inspired, stay curious. Das Vidania.